What? No, what? No! This feels like a prank! When I was at school during the 90s, I mean, when Dave was at school in the 90s, I was also at school in the 90s. I received a rather remarkable piece of equipment called a Eureka A4. Okay, equipped with a rubberized braille keyboard, a number of function keys, and a voice synthesizer, this device had almost all the functions you'd expect to find on a modern-day tablet. In addition to the usual features, word processor, calculator, alarms, calendar, etc., it also had an inbuilt modem and could connect to online bulletin boards, which for the young ones among you were like an exceptionally basic version of Reddit, but without the moderators. Holy sh**. Really? This thing must have been absolutely massive. It's got a modem built into it. I know, like, modems they're not really even a thing these days, are they? You just get a router. But, like, they used to, it was like a big,
huge, whopping
device. Like, back in the day. I know nothing about technology, apparently.
Wow, sorry to disappoint. But my huge, whopping
device.
It's really small.
How small?
Have you ever tried binging your favorite shows while abroad only to find out that it's not available in your current location? Or worse, are you worried about public Wi-Fi at your favorite cafe? Well, you should be. And enter the picture Surfshark, the ultimate solution to any internet problems that you might have. With Surfshark, you can easily change your virtual location with just a tap. Maybe you're traveling in Spain and you want to access your favorite Netflix shows from back home. No problem, just hop over to a server in your home country. Surfshark has over 3,200 servers in 100 countries, so no matter where you are, you can always find a server that fits your needs. Public Wi-Fi, it's also a bit risky. Now look, public Wi-Fi is a bit of a hacker's playground, but with Surfshark's top-grade encryption, all your data is safe and secure, even on those public networks. Send and receive sensitive information without a worry. Plus, maybe you're online shopping. Don't let websites show you prices based on your location. With Surfshark, you get the best deals on flights and shopping no matter where you are. Plus, it's easy to use, and one subscription covers unlimited devices. They also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk in trying it out. So if you want to keep your internet activities private, get the best deals online, and access content from anywhere in the world, Surfshark is your go-to. Use the promo code BLAZE at surfshark.deals/blaze for 4 months extra. A lot of protection for a little price. Thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring, and now back to today's episode. For a device that debuted in 1990, this thing was absolutely incredible. It even had a fairly comprehensive music composer built in. Although it was quite popular among the blind community, there's a photo somewhere of Stevie Wonder using one, it should have been much, much bigger. Sadly, due to its exceptionally high price tag, mediocre marketing, and lack of basic training, it never quite managed to take the market by storm. After reminiscing about this device recently and trying to convince myself that I could justify spending hundreds of dollars on a second-hand model for my collection, I got to thinking that there are probably many more mainstream devices, in spite of their awesomeness, which never quite made it to the big time. I have a feeling, I just recorded another video before this one, where Dave mentions he had a collection of glasses worth £2,000, like as in glassware, like cups. And I'm like, Dave must, I don't think I really have a collection of anything. I got a collection of Legos, I guess, like Legos that I've made. That's it. Do I have collections of shit? I don't think so. I've got a collection of cars. No, I'm just joking. Oh, I guess I got a little collection of watches. That's true. Look, I collect some stuff. Okay, fine. I was about to be like, Dave collects all sorts of random. I got to thinking that there are probably many more mainstream devices which, in spite of their awesomeness, never quite made it to the big time. And after a little research, I discovered that there are, and here are some of them. LED slippers. No one needs this. Why would you need LEDs? Oh, I see. You pop on your slippers in the night to go have a whiz, and they light the way for you. But don't most people, like, my room's rarely pitch black. There's always, I don't know, a child light on in the hallway or some shit, or like there's a street light outside. You're like, okay, I can just about manage. Sometimes when you're in a hotel room and it's got like that full-on blackout blind and there's no lights, and you wake up in the night and you're like, oh God, I don't know where I am. The other day I was like staying somewhere and it was completely pitch black and my kid was sleeping in the room. And this was a couple of years ago. And she just wakes up in the night and it's pitch black and she just starts saying, eyes, 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 like thinking her eyes aren't working. You're like, oh, it's like your eyes are okay. Look, I'll turn the lights on. It's fine.
Has someone, anyone, seen my eyes? I am afraid I've dropped them in a puddle.
Personally, I have no use for these as I'm completely moving around my house in complete darkness all the time. However, it's Dave's blind. However, I remember seeing these on Firebox or some other such gadget. Oh my God, I remember Firebox. Dude, when I was a kid, Firebox was one of those websites like the Argos catalog where it was like, shit. If I was rich, the shit that I'd buy off this website. Wait, now that I am I got some money. Let's see if Firebox is still around. Am I about to go buy like loads of random shit? Firebox.co.uk, I would guess. It was when I was a kid. No. Oh, yes! Yes! Is this it? It is! Oh my God, this website obviously looks completely different because the last time I looked at this was 20 years ago. Gifts for him. Yes, please. Personalized Euro 2024 towel. No, thank you. A desktop therapist is just a model. Spreadable whiskey. That sounds disgusting. Beer buds. Now we're talking. What the hell's beer buds? What the fuck is this? It's a beer chiller stick. Advanced beer cooling technology. Cools your beer instantly. Well, I have a fridge. Wait. Oh, I see. This. Put this on the screen now, editor. It's like some sort of... This is weird. I don't want this. But this was the website where I was like, I'd want everything from here. Beer cap magnetic tree. That's just tacky. Oh no. This is not as cool as it used to be. Oh no. An air conditioner with a face on it. Why would I want that? Personalized face socks? Did this become less cool or did I just grow up? I guess I just grew up. Oh, those bread slippers are pretty clever. Kind of like that, but they're never going to look as good in real life, are they? It's just not how things work. Disappointing.
Daddy, chill.
I'm thinking that they'd be revolutionary to the site-dependent customer. The basic sales line went something like this. You often wake up in the middle of the night with a desperate need to either offload or take on fluid. Are you fed up with stubbing your toe and falling back down the stairs in the dark, but still refuse to turn on the main lights because it wakes you up too much? Who goes downstairs in the night? What? Because you don't have a toilet upstairs? That's very unusual. Then the LED slippers may be for you. Basically, they were just slippers with small LED lights in the end. When you put your foot in them, your toe would press a small switch and the LEDs would provide enough non-intrusive light for you to go about whatever nighttime adventure took your fancy. Although you can still buy these online. In fact, I plan on ordering a pair for my son. When I first read about them, I thought they would be such a hit that they would render all other nighttime footwear superfluous. Looks like I was wrong. It's one of those things where it's just too daft. It's like, yeah, okay, it's a good idea. It's a good idea, but it's just too daft. No one's going to buy it. The rolling bench. While I was just having a bit of fun with that last entry, this next one is really awesome. Unfortunately, while researching it in more detail, I found both it and the previous entry on a list with a very similar title to this video, and I hate it when it looks like I just went on Google and picked the first few things that came up. Yeah, everyone's like, oh, this is just from a Wikipedia article. Oh, you just copied this from this. It's like, bro, I mean, there's also this thing called coincidence, and it's like, if someone said like, oh, you used 2 entries that were also on this other video that had 5 entries, it's like, oh my God, chill. Oh my God, chill. Chill the fuck out. Like me right now.
Silence! I kill you!
But these things happen, and I'm going to include it anyway. In the UK, it's not uncommon to experience weather from all 4 seasons in the same morning. What I mean by this is that in the middle of summer, you may leave your house in 25-degree heat, that's 77 Fahrenheit for Americans, and my grandma, you're welcome. Not for my grandma anymore, she's dead. Like, all the people who use Fahrenheit, fortunately, gradually dying off so we can use Celsius. And, you know, to be like, my grandma be like, oh yes, the guard on his 6 furlongs. And you're like, what the Grandma? What are you saying? Just use meters like a normal human being. Although someone my age described their weight in stone to me the other day. And I was like, that sounds like the oldest. Not even the Americans use that. They use pounds. And I know there's like 14 pounds in a stone, something like that. Yo, Siri, how many pounds are there in a stone? Silence. Nothing. Not even listening. Siri. Only to experience torrential rain, hailstorms, and thunder and lightning before you reach your local corner shop. Although this invention actually hails from South Korea, it should be installed in every public place across the UK. And the fact that it isn't is mind-boggling. So what is it? Invented by Sung Woo Park, the roller bench easily solves the quintessential British problem of a dry bench being transformed into a wet one in the time it takes you to stand up and take a handful of change from your back pocket. The design, like any great invention, is a mixture of simplicity and total genius. The many wooden slats that make up the seat of the bench are mounted on a roller, so when the ones on the top inevitably come drenched in by the rain, the user can simply turn a handle mounted on the side of the unit and instantly provide themselves with a fresh, dry set of slats to sit upon. Yeah, but the problem is, like, water does that weird thing where you've got, like, say you've got a slat, and then it rains. The water kind of does that thing where it goes underneath and, like, gets the bottom wet through magic. As far as I'm aware, there aren't any of these transcendent pieces of furniture around. I have been to many places, mostly as a result of being lazy, but partly because I have floating bone fragments in my left knee, sat on many benches, and I have never found one. How did you get floating bone fragments in your left knee, Dave? What did you do to your left knee? Does this involve like a skill saw again? I hope not. If anyone knows where I might find one of these in the UK, let me know, and I'll do my best to visit it. Don't think I'm paying for that, Dave. Local councils should be removing the benches with anti-homeless bars, the true icon of the Tory government. I mean, why fix a problem when you can make it look like it doesn't exist? Exactly, it's perfect. It's a perfect solution. And installing these much more friendly alternatives. MVP Aero Model 3. Ever since Chitty Chitty Bang Bang brought the idea of the flying car to the masses, we've been inundated with promises that within the next 20 years, flying cars will be a cheap, affordable reality. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, am I right in thinking it was written by Ian Fleming? The same guy who wrote James Bond. It's one of my favorite little facts, and I'm pretty sure it's that guy. And it's like, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and James Bond, Ian Fleming. What a gift to the world. I don't think I've ever read Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Is it a play? Is it a TV show? I don't know. I've never seen it. I know there's a flying car with these weird wings. I've also read some of the James Bond books, and you're like, oh my God, people were really racist in the past. Holy shit. The trouble is, no matter when these promises were made, be it 1968 when the movie was released or much more recently, we still seem to be at least 20 years away. Although the MVP Aero Model 3 wasn't quite a flying car, it was perhaps the next best thing. According to AutoEvolution.com, in theory, the Model 3 was nothing short of impressive. As an aircraft, it had a side-by-side two-seater configuration with a pusher propeller and a 115 horsepower Rotax 914 engine with a 26-gallon, that's 98.5-litre fuel tank, and an optional auxiliary tank. Maximum speed in flight was 104 knots or 120 miles per hour. That's 193 kilometers per hour. Holy, that's a lot of conversions at sea level. And the aircraft at sea level. Wait. It's like the aircraft's flying at sea level? It's going to be a bad time, my dude. Like, yeah, best speeds at sea level, everybody. And then they're all drowned and dead, including the children.
Hold on.
And it would be able to land on water, land, and snow, depending on options. It'd definitely be landing on that water, wouldn't it? But this was only the beginning. Swing the glass canopy upward and backward, and then the self-contained waterproof carbon fiber instrument panel, turn on the electric thrusters, and you've got yourself a boat. Remove the pilot seat and extend the carbon fiber decking slats over the cockpit, and you've got yourself a fishing platform. You could use either as it was or with the canvas canopy to get some relief from the sun. I mean, holy shit, it's a platform. Chill. It's like, I mean, yeah, my car, also perfect for sunbathing. Just lie on the roof. I mean, if all of that wasn't cool enough, you could, at the touch of a button, transform the whole thing into either a ground-based or floating tent equipped with a double bed, basic camping supplies, and a gas-powered cooker. I take it all back. This is actually cool. I can't believe this is a real thing. Perhaps the most incredible thing about this innovation was that it actually almost worked. Oh no, but it didn't work. That's like really close, but no cigar. At least one theoretical prototype was produced which demonstrated all of its awesome ground-based camping features, and in 2013, a 30% scale prototype took to the skies for the first time. Had it all gone to plan, the first version would have been released in 2017 as an amateur build kit, with a plug-and-play model being released shortly after. The price tag wasn't all that scandalous either. If this is less than 200 grand, I'll be pretty surprised. The build your own model would have set you back somewhere in the region of $169,000. It's fucking reasonable. And if you weren't into assembling the Meccano sets, the full built version could be yours for only $189,000. While this is definitely not a small chunk of change, Google informs me that a newly purchased Cessna 172 will cost you around $359,000, and you can't even fish from that piece. Says, no, I'm thinking of the Cessna 172 is the 4-seater, right? The Cessna 152 is the 2-seater. It's not a small airplane, but $370,000 is a lot of money.
I'd buy that for $1.
Sadly, due to a few technical issues and lack of funding, the whole project went offline in 2019. Perhaps had it been a little more popular, we'd all be taking fishing trips in our own private airplane /tent /car /boat. Maybe not. The Rocket Book. No matter how advanced technology gets, there will always be those weirdos who prefer to write with old-fashioned pen and paper. Unfortunately for them, as the world becomes more and more digital, this antiquated skill set is not only becoming unnecessary, but it's actually being phased out in the business world. You're goddamn right. It's about time. I don't like writing it down. Like, why? I don't like it. By hand? Are you insane? The Rocket Book was designed to seamlessly integrate the old folk with new tech. Basically, this is an old-fashioned style book made from real paper onto which the owner could write, draw pictures, and all the other fun stuff that people still use pens for. So it's basically a tablet or one of those remarkable things that I keep getting advertised. When they had finished, the information could be quickly transferred to the necessary app, be that an email, photo editing software, word processor, etc., simply by ticking one of the available boxes at the bottom of each sheet, and then using the Rocketbook app to take a picture of the page. Assuming that any handwritten information was fairly legible, the app would even use OCR software to turn it into a text file if so required, but it gets so much better. When the book was full, and you had either transferred the information from each page or decided that you no longer wanted it, you could simply pop it in the microwave for a couple of minutes and the ink would evaporate. What? And you would have a completely blank book to start all over again? What? No! This feels like a prank! My wife first introduced me to these, and given that she's one of these individuals who prefers writing with a pen, I bought her a couple. In fact, that Christmas, I gifted these to pretty much everyone on my present list who was over the age of 40. Given how well they were received, I really thought that they would become genuinely huge. Don't get me wrong, they're still around and you can pick them up reasonably cheaply, but I and a number of my tech nerd friends thought that they would be the perfect way to trick the stubborn elderly person in your life into at least learning how to use the camera on their smartphone. Look, it's fine. We don't have to trick old people into anything. Just let them get old and die. It's fine. My nan, throughout the last, 20 years of her life, had a computer and she's like, it's really difficult to use and I don't understand. And it's like she spent ages trying to learn it and never quite got there. It's fine. Eventually all these people die off and we're left with people who know how to use that. And I know when I'm old as I'm going to be like, oh my God, I just don't understand the brain-reading techno device. I don't know. It's very hard to use. Good news, I'll be dead soon. Woo! I suppose it is possible that I've completely misjudged their popularity and they are in fact being used by many more people than I thought. I've never heard of it, Dave, so I doubt it. But assuming I'm right and they are still more of a novelty gift item than something that actually gets used out in the wild, this is a shame. The Swiss Army pen. Okay. I'm a total sucker when it comes to pocket gadgets. The amount of money that I've wasted over the years on stuff that looked really cool on Amazon or Firebox would later turn out to be utter crap doesn't even bear thinking about. However, there are 3 gadgets that I still allow pocket space for on a day-to-day basis. The TV Be Gone, a small electronic switch which when activated emits pretty much every infrared sequence for turning off any brand of TV. Whoa. Dude, I want one. My Swiss Champ, one of the Victorinox models of pocket knife that I purchased just after my 16th birthday and have used almost literally every day for one thing or another, and my Swiss Army pen. For the uninitiated, it is difficult to describe just how awesome this last gadget is. For obvious reasons, I don't usually have much use for a pen, but when I need to sign a document or a birthday card, my stylish brushed aluminium pen is always ready. But there is more, so much more. You see, the pen itself is made from 3 metal cylinders that screw together. When you unscrew each section, you find in handy metal slots inside the cylinders a collection of scalpel blades, oh my god, hacksaw blades, metal pliers, screwdriver attachments, and even wire strippers. Each of these invaluable attachments, yes, so invaluable. The last time I needed wire strippers. Never. Really though, really. Each of these invaluable attachments can then be installed at the end of the device instead of the traditional writing nib. When I first purchased this device about 12 years ago, I received a barrage of abuse from all of my closest friends about how much of an insufferable tech nerd I was. I was told repeatedly that this was just worthless junk and I would never use it, and they were so wrong. 4 months after it arrived, all of my critics had purchased their own, and as far as I know, they use them to this day, just as I do. Why anybody would still buy a regular pen is beyond me. I'm absolutely serious. This thing cost me about £15 and is not only an awesome pen, it performs forms, innumerable other functions, and what is more, it came with a lifetime guarantee. Had a quick look on Amazon. The cheapest reasonable aluminium pen that I found was $14. £15, sorry. And that was just a pen. I just picked up that reading of the price twice. It was a pound symbol, and it said $14.99, so I just said $15 or $14, but it's pound. What's wrong with me? Why am I so stupid?
Is someone here? I can't see you because I'm blind.
Now that I have convinced you all to throw out your inferior writing instruments and replace them with one of these technological marvels, I suppose I should offer a word of caution. If you wish to, say, do some writing on an airplane, then it is vitally important to take a normal boring pen. When I flew out to Italy a number of years ago, I've got to take the pen out of my pocket before going through a metal detector. As a result, I was temporarily prevented from boarding the plane while the nice security people searched both me and my luggage with a thoroughness usually reserved for shoe bombers. They're not searching those shoe bombers. If they find a shoe bomb, you're going direct to prison. Although I was eventually allowed to board the plane and continue with my holiday, I certainly could have done without the experience, partly because due to some nerve damage that I sustained after falling down the stairs about 6 years ago, I have to travel with an annoying amount of medical supplies that I would just as soon not have everybody in the airport queue get to look at, but mostly because when I returned from my holiday, I had to buy a new pen. What is this? What device are you taking with you on holiday, Dave? It's yes, nerve damage. And that right there, that's my that's my miniature penis bump. Yes. Seriously, people, check your pockets before you get on a plane. It's a good idea. For drugs as well. Good idea. Thanks for watching.
Wow, sorry to disappoint. But my huge whopping
Device.
It's really small.